Hey, so this is my school, home, and community book talk final. This book is called Two Homes by Claire Misrule, and it is about little Alex that lives with her mommy part of the time and her daddy part of the time. It's about divorce. And what I like about this book is it goes through and talks about how she may have two toothbrushes or two beds or I can't even remember what the rest of it is. Two homes, two coats, two of everything, one at each house. But the end of the book goes to talk about how both parents love the child, Alex, a lot. And so it's a cute book to talk about divorce with, because divorce is such a hard subject and kids have a hard time with it. But it's a great way to point out that, you know, your parents still love you, and no matter whether they're together or not. This one is The Bernstein Bears. And it's The Bernstein Bears Lose a Friend by Stan and Jan Bernstein with Mike Bernstein. And it talks about the loss of their pet fish, which is sad, but I think such a cute way to talk about loss and talk about what it's like to lose someone that's close to you. And Goldie is their pet fish that sister ends up losing, and they have a whole funeral for it and everything. It's just, like I said, it's a great way to talk about loss. That's such a sensitive issue for children, and it's a sad issue, but I like how they address it in this book. This one is called The Quilt Maker's Journey. It is by Jeff Brumenhue and Gail D. Markenton. That's what we're gonna go with. This is a really cute book because it starts out with this woman who is really rich, and then she goes beyond her walls to figure out that almost everybody is poor, the outside of her kingdom. And so when she goes out there, she realized she was called to do something higher than what she's doing right now, which is just buying stuff for happiness. And ends up making quilts for those that are even more less fortunate than her. The animals take care of her and everything like that. It's a very cute book about poverty, because poverty is very sad, but it gives that little glimmer of hope. And I like that it's got kind of a double-edged sword to it, like with the rich and the poor, and good and evil in a way. You know, it's just a really cute book. I really liked that one. That's definitely one of the older ones that I have. And then that transitions into It's Okay to Be Different by Todd Parr. This is a cute, just colorful book that literally just says it's okay to be different. And wearing glasses, it's okay to be different about your feelings. That's the entire book, is it's okay to be different about this or that. And I just like, it's very basic. If you have younger kids, you can go through and you can talk about how it's okay to be different in these different aspects. And I think that's cute. This is Raggedy Ann and Andy, Old Friends, New Friends. I wasn't sure what this is going to be about when I first read it. Oh, the author is Patricia Hall. But it talks about her, Kate and Lucy meeting, and they go through and meet each other and start singing like Old Friends, New Friends, and they end up at the end saying it's okay to be special because all of them are just like us no matter their skin. And I think that's cute because it's a great way to bring racial into the classroom if there's something that's a little bit different for the kids that they haven't experienced before or they're just confused about. And then we get to the touchy subject that I don't even like talking about this book, but I'm very aware this is going to happen in my classroom. This is In Tango Makes Three. This is about homosexuality and about having two dads. It's by Justin Richardson and Peter Purnell. And it goes through and talks about these two penguins that hang out all the time and like each other, can't have a baby. So the keeper puts an egg in their nest and they end up having a baby in the end. Like I said, not a fan, but it does talk about homosexuality. So if I did need it, this would be a book that I could go to. This is also a book that is hard for me, but this is for a different issue. It's called On a Dark, Dark Night, and it's written by Sarah B. Pierce. This one is about putting it into animal terms, once again, just like in the Tango, about Mama Bear and Papa Bear getting into a physical fight, and the cub runs away and seeks help and tries to figure out what to do, whether she needs to love both parents, if it's her fault. It goes through all the stages of abuse, and this is one that would be really hard to read in front of the entire class. I don't think that's that's not necessary in my opinion, but maybe to sit down and talk with a child that, you know, this happens and it's okay, it's not their fault. One thing that was interesting is at the end they end up banishing Papa Bear, but he ends up coming back and loving the cub, which was like yay and interesting all at the same time, because it's definitely a story. It's a very, very sad book, but like I said, it might be a great way to address the that issue. This one is Families, Families, Families. It's by Suzanne Lang and Max Lang. I believe we read it in one of our classes. This one goes through and talks about the different types of families. Some children have 2 dads, some have 1 mom, and it goes on like that. This one also touches on homosexuality, but it also just talks about living with grandparents, living with aunts and uncles, having friends, family, blood not related, and it all goes to say that you're all family. I like this book because it talks about all sorts of types of families, and doesn't hone in as much on the homosexuality. It touches on it without dwelling on it. And it has some pretty cute illustrations with some funny little insights in it, so I like that too. This one is called We Came to America. It's by Faith Ringgold, and it's almost like a poem. It says, we came to America, every color, race, and religion, from every country in this world. Some of us were already here before others came. And it says that phrase over and over in the book, but with different ethnicities, and it talks about how they came over, what they brought over, and it's just a cool way to incorporate culture in the classroom. So I like that a lot too. And this one has to be my favorite. Save the best for last. It's The Best Family in the World by Suzanne Lopez, and it's about adoption. It's so cute. She is at this, I believe it's an orphanage. Yes, an orphanage. And she gets called to the office and says that she's going to be adopted. And so she wonders all night long in excitement what her family's going to be like. Are they going to be pirates? Are they going to be lion tamers? And then whenever she ends up meeting the family, she ends up connecting all of those characters to her family. And she just ends up saying she has the best family in the world. And it's such a cute book. And I would love to read that if it came an issue. I'm not sure that it would... I don't know how I would address that in a classroom. Maybe I could read this one in front of the entire class. I am always really sensitive to the fact that I don't want to bring up issues that aren't there. But anyways, this was my book talk. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, and let me know if I need to redo anything. Thanks, Dr. Fox.